Hello students, welcome to AriserTalent. As you know, we are studying very important chapter of NCERT, that is Management of Natural Resources. In our previous lecture, we studied about the natural resources, that was water. So here we are again going to talk about water, but in this lecture we will talk about how to conserve water. Okay, how to conserve water. First of all, why do we need to conserve it? As I told you that only some amount of fresh water is available on the earth's surface, okay, which we use in our different processes for our daily needs. So we need to conserve them. So what are the different methods by which we can conserve water? So let's discuss methods to conserve water. What are the methods to conserve water? First of all, water can be conserved by rainwater harvesting process. It can be conserved by rainwater harvesting. Beside it, we can treat the wastewater to reuse it. Okay, so treatment of wastewater. Next is treatment of wastewater, and next is proper storage of rainwater. Okay, so here I must mention storage of water. Storage of water. Okay, methods of conservation of water are rainwater harvesting, then treatment of wastewater so that we can reuse it, and storage of water. So first of all, we will talk about rainwater harvesting. What is rainwater harvesting? Rainwater harvesting. So if we talk about rainwater harvesting, then it's a technique to capture and store rainwater for future use by making special harvesting structures. Okay, so let me write here what is rainwater harvesting. Rainwater harvesting is a technique to capture and store water for future use by making special structures. Okay, so what is rainwater harvesting? Rainwater harvesting is a technique to capture and store water for future use by making special structures. Now let's see what are these special structures. Look, water harvesting structures in different states of India are: in Rajasthan, these are Khadis, tanks and nadis. In Maharashtra, they are bandara and tals. In MP, means in Madhya Pradesh, they are bundis. In Uttar Pradesh, they are also known as bundis. In Bihar, they are known as ahars and painis. In Himachal Pradesh, they are known as kuls, and in Khandi belt of Jammu region, they are known as ponds. Tamil Nadu, they are known as iris, means tanks, and in Kerala, they are known as surangams. Okay, and in Karnataka, they are known as katas. Okay. Next is, this is the structure of rainwater harvesting. This is the whole process of rainwater harvesting. I am going to explain it here. Look, As I told you that rainwater harvesting is a technique to capture and store rainwater. So here we can see at the roof, whenever the rain falls here, then they have connected some pipes from the roof itself. Okay, so whenever the rain falls, then this water moves here from the pipe, then it goes here in the ground. This is the ground, so it goes into the ground and here it is collected. Okay, so we can see that here is a open space. From there the water seeps down in the ground. Okay, now this water again, here it is a clean water. This clean water again is carried by the water pump again to the water tank which is overhead the house. Then this water is used by the house. Clear? So this is a cycle. Means in the rainwater harvesting, as I told you, that rainwater is stored and captured for the future use. So here we can see that water is captured, okay, and stored here. Then it seeps down in the ground. Then it is again used by the house only. Clear? So this is complete cycle. This is rainwater harvesting. Now what are the different methods of rainwater harvesting? One is kulls and other is khadins, or we can say khadins. So next is rainwater harvesting is generally done by two methods or two processes. What are they? One is kulls, which are generally made in Himachal, and another is khadin. Okay. So look here, if we talk about kulls which are made in the Himachal, what are they? Generally they are created, means they are the streams which are connected to the village and are known as kulls. Now what happens, a committee of members, or I must say a committee of managers, okay, a committee of some members have signed the agreement for this, and 2 or 3 people look after this process and they were paid by the villagers. Is it clear? Then kulls were made in the Himachal, in which streams were made and they were connected or they were moved towards the villages so that the water can be used, the water can move towards the villages and it can be used by the villagers. Okay, a committee of members of villagers have signed at all these things, and then 2 or 3 managers look after these processes and they were paid by the villagers. This is all about the kulls in Himachal. Next is khadins. Here we can see khadins. Okay, khadin system, what happens in khadin system? We can see here earthen embankment. Okay, this is the earthen embankment which is made at the lower edge of the farmland. This is the farmland. Here we can see, look, these all processes are related to the rainwater. Okay, so here this is khadin band. So this is the earthen embankment. Let me mention earthen embankment. Earthen embankment is made at the lower slope. Here we can see this is the lower slope of farmland. Okay, so whenever it rains, then this water is collected here. When it overflows, okay, when it overflows, then water overflows from here and then it goes here in the lower part and is collected here. So this is the process of khadin system. Okay, so thus we can say that the rainwater, in the process of rainwater harvesting, rainwater is stored for the future use, and the special, here we can see special structures are made for it. As I told you that the different list, as I shown you the list of these different states that they have made the water harvesting structures. So here these two are the main structures. One is made in the Himachal and another khadin system. So I have explained you both the systems here. Next we will talk about the treatment of wastewater. Next is treatment of wastewater. So now we are going to talk about treatment of wastewater. Next is treatment of wastewater. Treatment of wastewater. As we all know that wastewater always contain inorganic and organic substances. So they must be treated by primary and secondary treatment. Okay, so that they can be used for irrigation and industries. Okay, let me mention. Generally wastewater contains inorganic and organic substances. They must be treated by primary and secondary treatment to use in irrigation and in industries. Okay, now what are the benefits of use of this treated water? Let's discuss benefits of use of treated water. So if we will use the treated water, first benefit is that it will conserve the natural resource. Okay, so here the first is conservation of natural resource. Which natural resource? As we are talking here about water. So conservation of natural resource. Okay. Reduces pollution of surface water. Okay, even it provides reliable water supply to the farmers. It provides reliable water supply to farmers. Okay, as I told you that when the inorganic and organic impurities are removed from the water, now it has been already treated, then once it is used for irrigation, okay, benefits that it is used for the irrigation, then it provides nutrients to the crops. Okay, so here we can say it increases crop yield by providing nutrients and reduces the need of fertilizers. Reduces the need of fertilizers. Okay, so this is all about the treatment of wastewater. Now third is storage of water. So in this topic I must say that when we store water, storage, third is storage of water. So how can we do it? We can do it by storing the rainwater in the big tanks or in the ponds for the future use. Okay. Store rainwater in big tanks. Store rainwater in big tanks and ponds for future use, or we can use them for the different activities which are done by the villagers or farmers. Okay. So as I told you that water is very essential, okay, and it is exhaustible also. As I told you, even the third quarter of the earth's surface is covered by water, but only some amount of water is potable, that is in the form of fresh water, and that fresh water is exhaustible. Okay, so we need to conserve it. Now how to conserve it? As I told you that fresh water can be obtained by the process of precipitation, means we get it from the rains only. Now how can we store, how can we conserve this water? So as we get this fresh water from the rain itself, so we need to conserve that rainwater by the different processes. What was that? The methods of conservation of water was first of rainwater conservation or rainwater harvesting. Then even whatever water we use, okay, then we waste the water, that waste water should be treated for reuse. Okay, and even we can store the rainwater in the different forms. As I told you about the rainwater harvesting, in that I told you this is the technique by which rainwater is stored, okay, and then it is used for the different purposes. Fine. I told you two methods which are famous, one is coal and another is Khadis. Then I told you the treatment of wastewater. Then means when the wastewater is there which contains inorganic as well as organic substances, it must be treated primary and secondary. Then it can be used for irrigation and for the industries also. Now what are the benefits of using this treated water? It can conserve natural resources as well as it reduces pollution of surface water. It provides reliable water supply to the farmer and it increases crop yield by providing the important nutrients to the soil and reduces the need of fertilizers. Okay, so here this chapter gets completed. Thank you.